I've got a short sequence for you today that really focuses on trying to engage your tummy muscles when you're pregnant. And it can actually be quite hard to know that those abdominal muscles are there, because during pregnancy, your abdominal muscles stretch this way, but they'll also stretch lengthways as well. So they are still there, but there are some different ways we can use to help you really find and engage those abdominal muscles. I've got a small cushion with me just to help with some of that today. But we are going to come down now onto your hands and knees. And the first thing you're trying to feel here is balance. So we're going to have your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees under your hips, or perhaps just a little bit wider if that feels too unstable for you. And we're actually going to start focusing without moving so much as just focusing on what's going on around your tummy. So let's say your tummy is kind of pulling, feels like it's pulling you down. So the weight of your baby and your uterus has a tendency to kind of pull you forwards. So what I'd like you to do now is gently press your hands into the mat and feel that you can literally pick your tummy up, not so much by using your back, but by lifting that tummy up and in towards you. One way of thinking of it is to imagine you've got a big blanket or a scarf around your tummy. And as you breathe out, someone's going to gently tighten that scarf. So imagine I were behind you. And as you breathe out, you're going to just gently pull that scarf so your bump gently comes up and in towards you. So baby literally comes in towards your back. It's like we're giving them a little cuddle. Now your out breath works with that. So if you breathe deeply into your ribs at the sides, literally feel your ribs are pressing out into your vest or your t-shirt. And then on your out breath, naturally pulling baby up and in towards you. Now I want you to stay with that, but we're going to start to lift your arm and leg up off the mat. So breathe in here. And as you breathe out, we're going to hover your opposite hand to knee up and away from the mat. Breathe in as you lower. I'd say at this point, if you've got any issues around the pelvis, this may feel uncomfortable for you. So you may want to instead keep both knees down, gently squeeze something between your thighs, and then you can just use the hands on their own. So you breathe out, lift up, inhale, lower. It will feel undoubtedly stronger if you do both though. Opposite hand to knee, come back down. Now if you lift your opposite hand to knee here and hold, still got that out breath, bring your hand to your shoulder now. So we're going to tap that shoulder, that knee still hovering off the mat. And then extend that leg out behind you. Now I want you to feel for a few things. One, this foot underneath you, as it kind of wiggled around. Gently press onto the top of that foot. This toe is not high, it's low to the floor, because I want you to take this free hand now, gently press it onto your back. And again, focusing on that out breath, gently lift your back up into your hand and then come back down to the mat. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So lift your opposite hand to knee now up and away from the mat. We're going to bring that leg out behind you. Bring your hand to your shoulder. Draw your tummy up. Then bring your hand to your back. And on an out breath, gently press your back up into your hand. And the reason that works is that your abdominals work in order to flex your spine. So if you tell your spine to move, your abdominals will respond. So that's that feeling of having your hand on your back. You can really gently encourage that back to work. And we'll use the same technique when we come down onto your side. So breathe in here again. Just stay with this exercise. On your out breath, hover. Hand to shoulder. Toe comes out. Hand to your back. Gently press that back up into your hand. Come back down. And then again on the other side, we're going to gently lift and come across. The foot comes out, your hand to your back, and gently lift and come back down. Now you may at this point need to just sit back, give those wrists a little breather. I'm going to use the cushion now. So I had it before between your thighs. I suggest you pop it there now to do this next exercise, which is a hover. So this is going to work shoulders and trunk. Let your toes come underneath you. And then on an out breath, let your knees lift and hover up and away from the mat and slowly come back down. Again from here now, breathe out, lift and hover and lower back down. One more time now, breathe out, lift and hover and lower. And at the same time as you're doing that, get that sense of your tummy lifting up and in towards you. So breathe out, lift and hover and lower. Let's come down onto your side now, down onto the floor. And again, I'm just going to use this cushion between the thighs. It's really nice for getting the inner thighs working and engaging your pelvic floor muscles. So if you come down now onto the end of your mat, my legs are extended. If you look down, check you can see your toes because you don't want those legs behind you. Fingertips are coming down onto the floor. We're going to lift your waist up and away from the mat. Bring your fingertips down and let those legs lift and hover. Now this one's a little trickier. Bring your feet back down to the floor. Take this hand again, pop it onto your back. Breathe in, exhale, gently press your back to your hand, feeling that connection again through your tummy. And then float those legs up and away from the floor. Now squeeze the cushion between your thighs. Feel that lift through the pelvic floor. Feel that work through your tummy, lengthen through the crown of your head and come back down. Shall we just try that on the other side? As you move around, one little tip, and again, another reason I like the cushion, is if you can keep those thighs connected, not only are you working through the pelvic floor, but you're just protecting that pelvis, particularly if you're someone who struggles a little bit with that discomfort around the pelvis. So we're going to come back down to the mat. Just check you can see your toes. Lift up through the side. That hand comes to your back. Gently press your back to your hand. And then again on an out breath, breathe out, lift up. Inhale, lower back down. And again from here, breathe out to lift up. On that out breath, just feel you squeeze through the thighs, lift through the pelvic floor. Gently feel that tummy comes in. Balance if you can, or just bring your fingertips down onto the floor and lower back down. And then we'll just come on up. And as you come back up to seated, come and sit comfortably. And from here, bring your arms out to the side, take a deep breath in and come on down.